So on the first day, when I met Dr. Jody officially,
Yeah.
and when he examined me, and he is so different from every other doctor I've been to. Just wow. His diagnosis was so fast, and he knew what he was talking about. He's straight to the point, and I was amazed. I did not know that he's the first doctor that told me that none of this was in my mind. Like the first time I was crying. But I was emotional and I was happy too because I can actually get treated for the first time ever. And I don't have to go to any other doctors anymore. Dr. Jody is the doctor for everyone.
I know. How long did you suffer, sweetheart?
It's over 10 years. I've seen a bunch of doctors, like 5, 6 doctors, and I've went so many places, long ways, and these doctors could not figure out what I had, why I had a lot of brain fog, and I thought it was in my head. Dr. Jody diagnosed me with hemidystonia, and I never heard it before, and I couldn't understand what that meant, and these aches and pains I didn't, for my right side, I just couldn't figure out, from my hands to my right neck. When I'm driving, it's huge, just amount of pain. Let's just say I thought I was gonna die. so bad. It was that severe, and just my right side, my leg, my foot, everywhere. So I'm 24 years old, and I'm too young to be dealing with stroke-like symptoms. When I'm playing the piano, I thought the pain was in my head, so I kept pushing myself, but they're actually coming from my brain, and I did not know that. So when I was pushing myself to play the piano, not only would my hand hurt, my right side hand hurt, my right side of the arm would hurt, and it going straight to my neck, and sometimes I would think it's coming to my mid-neck, to my left neck. So, and then my right side of my back would just hurt, and I wouldn't be able to play the piano as much as I like to. I'm told to play the piano an hour, and I couldn't do it with all the pain. I kept feeling a lot of cracks, and from my right side of my neck to my right side of my arm, my elbow, my hand, my knee, my leg, my ankle, and just little cracks here and there, and I get angry.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated.
It does
and
do
that.
And sad. It does do that because it's nerve hypersensitivity is what it is. Yeah. The misfiring causes all your nerves to go haywire. Yeah. And so everything is pretty much stressed out on that side of your body.
And I thought I was moody with different emotions, and people would think that, she has a hormone imbalance. So the weekend before I started coming here, I went to a dinner party, and and I kept telling myself, I'm fine, pains, even though I had a lot of aches and pains on my right side. I did a lot of work at this church I attend, and when there's this huge event happening, and it's supposed to be a lot of fun, I'm like, I'm gonna have a great time, and then I got really tired after I was working, and I'm trying to think, okay, I have no aches and pains, I'm good to go. And the dinner party, it's happening, and I'm dressed up, and everybody's telling me I look great, I look beautiful, and I didn't feel beautiful, and I didn't feel happy, and my back was hurting, my right side of my back was hurting, my arm was hurting, my hands were hurting, even my right side of my brain it was hurting, and because of the brain misfiring, and with all this pain, I just felt I felt queasy, nauseous, moodiness, angry, depressed. I wanted to shoot myself. on the right side of my head, and would jump off a cliff, anything. Did not feel any sense of positivity at all. I'd get mad for no reason. I would even like throw stuff in my room. I would go crazy, and I'm just not at peace. I was not at peace. So I had a lot of like chest pains even too, and it was hard to breathe. It was just like something was on top of my chest. Like I couldn't. I just couldn't breathe well. Shortness of breath, heart palpitations. Because the brain was firing, the blood was not pumping to my brain correctly. Again, because of this brain was firing, I've had a lot of organ dysfunction. My spleen, which is on my left side, and my liver, which is on my right side, were both bloated. I did drink a lot of water before, and it was still bloated. 8 glasses of water, still bloated. And also my kidneys were also really, really out of shape. Under my rib cage, I would always feel this pain. And when the doctor touched my liver, he didn't have to touch it that much, but already instant pain. Instant. And it was enlarged. And Dr. Jati did organ remapping to restore neurological function. Doctor treated me also for digestion, for lymphatic function, for just an edema, and for my immune system, for the swellings that I've had. The swelling between my my stomach to my from my stomach to my legs and well, my whole body pretty much. So all of the swelling that I've had created so much joint pain and chronic pain. And I had a lot of brain fog as well. Tons of brain fog.
Of course.
My head was not clear. And because with all of this backup that I've had in my system, it also created a urinary tract infection. That made total sense because I had a lot of problems going to the bathroom as well, and I've had a lot of pain. All this pain started actually when I was 14 actually, but then little by little it was progressing, and by the time I was 18 it progressed even more to a point where I'd feel even like just more strange. I'd feel weird, I'd feel out of place, and at the same time my chronic pain grew and grew and grew. So much to the point where I didn't want to think about it, and I would do things to myself. What would I do? I would take a small blade and I would cut my arm and just feel pain on the outer and not on the inner. I had pain progressing more from ages 18 to 24. Now I'm 24. Again, the pain is it's bruise, this big, large bruise. If I try to massage this right side of my shoulder and this right side of my arm, it's like the pain still doesn't go away. It actually gets worse. So, it's I'd feel more pain, and next thing I know, I'm like hitting, even though my right side is hurting so bad, and yet I'm hitting my hand to the wall. I'm like, get out. Get out. Like, I don't, even though I'm causing more pain, it's just, I just didn't know what to do with it. From the stimulation, the source of stimulations on my right side, people would hug me super tight, and of course my right side shoulder, it's like super painful. I'm like, yeah, it's great to see you too. And also, someone would just like bump my right shoulder.
Right.
They'll just bump, and I would be like, oh, gosh, why'd they do that? So like the shoulder would click, and then just another like side of my right side, it would click, and then I'm thinking, what in the world, you know, and then all of a sudden I'm just completely out of balance, and I would go into this cycle afterwards with this frustration, crying, and then I'd stop crying, but then I'd get angry, and then frustration again, and then crying, and then it would stop within like, you know, hours.
Yeah. Go on.
It's a really, really vicious cycle. My ears were really sensitive, and I would just hear like a lot of ringing, and I'm thinking, what am I hearing? And then also my hearing was just very sensitive. Even though I'm listening to like music, for example, on like I would use headphones, but I wouldn't put the sound too high, or sometimes I would, but then I put it super low, and because it would just all of a sudden get sensitive, I would take my headphones off, and then it would just it's just super, super sensitive. When someone talks to me, they're not even talking that loud, and I would get really sensitive to it, and I want to like hide away. Loud music, I would get super sensitive with that, because I kept thinking it was in my mind. I just couldn't. I kept telling myself it was, even though I felt the ringing in my ear, and I felt the sensitivity in my ear, but I wouldn't think of it so much. I wouldn't think of it a lot. The sound in my right side of my body would throw off this imbalance, and just put me into this vicious cycle all over again. Dr. Jodie diagnosed me with hemidystonia due to brain misfiring. So Dr. Jodie was doing some functional neurology treatments. My brain actually felt a lot just more at peace, and just I can feel, I can honestly say I really felt the balance.
Yeah.
The balance. Finally say that. And I just, you know, things are just a lot brighter. It's just brighter, more positive, and a lot happier. And
Yeah.
I feel so much better than before. If you feel that there's no hope for you, you know, I would not think that at all. I thought there was no hope for me at all, and I thought there was nothing. I thought no one could help me. And then this doctor came just out of the blue, and he treated me, and it was like the most amazing experience, and really simple, but at the same time really powerful, and just really amazing. It can be intense, and the results are very profound and awesome. When I've gone to chiropractors, when they adjust me, something else, like from my head, it would just it would misfire. Something, it's not balanced,
Right.
and I wouldn't feel good after that. Dr. Jodie is different from other doctors because he really treats the brain naturally. and he doesn't give any medications. Everything is clinically based, and he's treating from the origin. Before, I felt like a bunch of, like, my right side of my body was like breaking into a million pieces. And then Dr. Jati, he helps glue back the body with the brain and puts everything back in order. So if you're suffering out there, come to Dr. Jati, because he will give your life back.